How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with some Swamphead bigness up in this piece in the form of their batch 2020. Yes, this is their double barrel, triple chocolate, imperial stout, finished with Madagascar vanilla beans and flake coconut. Say what, son? So, this is 10.10% alcohol by volume. 10.10. It says nothing else. Double barrel, triple chocolate. Imperial stout. Finish out of Madagascar vanilla beans. And flake coconut. I just wanted to read it again. Big beer. We're diving in. I assume this is made in 2020. I mean, it has all the 2020 shit on it. Masks and murder hornets and dumpster fires and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. This comes courtesy of my boy Charles, who enjoyed Swamphead beer so much he became a Swamphead employee. He sent me these, but I want to make perfectly clear they come on his own accord. They actually don't come from the brewery. You'd be surprised. You'd be like, that's weird, but no, it's not. You know, sometimes breweries aren't. Even though Swamphead has technically sent me beers before, some breweries they're not big into social media and stuff like that. So sometimes people that work there just enjoy the channel and they send stuff off on their own accord. I can dig it. Label-wise, it's great. It's got all the 2020 shit on it. What's the one thing? Oh, empty paper towel rolls. Or toilet paper rolls. That's what I missed. I like the murder hornets. They're holding knives. I'm always down for a good dumpster fire. So, yeah. I mean, that looks the part of an adjunct triple, quadruple, double barrel-aged stout because head retention isn't there, but it has a nice kind of like malted malt colored head to it. And this rich darkness. It's not motor oil thick, but it should be dark. Or he, or they. I'm not going to talk about my beer in that light. I'm trying to change that part of myself. Anyway, it's good news. For how much adjunct is listed on there, I'm actually quite impressed that it's not over the top. Now, that could go sideways. That could be backfire and be like, well, you're talking about a double barrel, triple disc, whatever craziness. I expect more. But everything that is listed on here is in there. There is a nice spirit component in here. I'm not going to tell you it's bourbon. I'm not going to tell you whatever. There's a barrel and a spirit involved. There's chocolate involved. There's vanilla involved. I wouldn't sit here and say there's a big coconut component to it until I smell it again and actually say, yes, there is. But I couldn't tell you if that's a coconut edition or a barrel edition. The biggest probably mystery for me, or biggest want, or biggest not there-ness, is that a word or a phrase, proper English? It doesn't come off as a big burly stout. It comes off more as like a brown ale for me, so it's missing a little bit of chutzpah from the base beer portion of the show. Now, all those adjuncts don't come off as hot fire, so it could meld really, really well. So I'm kind of curious to see how this drinks. Again, 10%, just over 10%, so it's not a huge beer, but everything's there, just not 2x4 to the face level stuff. Chocolate, vanilla, that coconut is there. Both, I'm guessing it comes from both ends of the spectrum. That's why it's showing. And that spirit, that soft little spirit with a bit of barrel char. Just diving in. Cheers. It's dangerous because this drink's nothing like 10.10%. Everything here is very, very mild for a double barrel, triple this, triple chocolate, triple finished oak Madagascar vanilla beans, on Madagascar vanilla beans, and flake coconut. All those components are there. And you do get a little zip of a little bit of kind of alcohol evaporation. I don't even want to call it heat because it's not like a burning sensation. This drink's way more like 6 and change than it does 10 and change. And that's why it's a danger beer, because everything's represented here. You're talking about, you're getting that soft little sweet spirit component. It's almost like it's been flambéed off, the alcohol's been burnt away. It does come off as a sweet cherry kind of bourbon thing. There's a barrel char to it, a little bit of chalky kind of, rubbed chocolatey kind of barrel char to it. I'm sure that's amplified by the triple chocolate component of the beer. Vanilla's there, but not heavy-handed. Very appreciative of that. I hate heavy-handed vanilla in beers. The coconut is there. I couldn't tell you if it's from the actual coconut and the barrel itself. It feels more like barrel coconut to me than anything else. It's just a beer, man. Like, the beer itself is like, it comes off as like a 6-inch range brown ale to me, more than an imperial stout. It really does. I don't hate it by any stretch. I think it's a tasty beer, but it's just that ABV level in the style is really kind of hard to kind of course correct and get my brain around it. Because if you put on here, this is a 6.5%. The only thing you change is the ABV and call this a brown ale. Call it a double barrel triple chocolate brown ale finished on Madagascar vanilla beans and flaked oat at 6.5%. I go, this is by far and away one of the best barrel-aged, low ABV dark beers that I've had in my life. End of conversation. It's up there. It's one of the first faces on Mount Rushmore of that particular style. And you're like, well, that's a weird fucking style you're calling. No, that style exists. There's a lot of low ABV barrel-aged beers with adjuncts in them. They are. I know that sounds weird, but there are a ton. I've had a couple dozen. So it's that tasty. It's just when I start to compartmentalize it and put it in that specific box of being a double-digit ABV imperial stout, is really where it kind of jumps the shark for me, because it's just not that. It isn't. I can understand why, a little bit lighter base, let those kind of adjuncts kind of play in, so you're not making this burly, thick motor oil level stout. Okay. You throw in a bunch of adjuncts in there. That chocolate, more specifically coconut, that's going to beat down the body. That's going to beat down the carbonation and make the beer come off more lighter, a bit thinner, not as dense and as thick. So I can understand why this beer is coming off the ABV level it is. So yeah, interesting. And let's put it this way: all the adjuncts are smaller than what you'd typically expect, more especially from a Florida brewery. But it all works here. It's just it really is the verbiage of imperial stout, and the big nitpick here is the ABV, because it is like, it's tasty and fun, but in a very lighthearted kind of, not overly dense or thick kind of way. And that's where that kind of double digit, even though it's just eking in the double digits, where it kind of jumps the shark for me. Because even if you get this down to 7, I think I'm getting kind of gaga for it. It's just that ABV difference and hand in hand the style difference is really what keeps it from being like, this is fucking amazing kind of beer. So yeah, I don't know what to say. It's weird. Because if we do this, is this one of the better double-digit ABV barrel-aged stouts that I've had as of late? Still worthy of being in a conversation, just not toward the top. You tell me this is 6.57%, it is Mount Rushmore status. That's the big difference here. Value and availability, no idea. If anybody in the old Swamp Head universe wants to let me know what's what, that would be awesome, and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this beer? If you like adjunct stouts, barrel-aged adjunct stouts, but you want them in a more drinkable, approachable style. That's probably the best way I could frame this beer, because you look at this label and you see double barrel-aged, triple chocolate, vanilla, coconut. You expect this kind of hair on fire thickness that pours more like plasma than fluid, and you don't get that, which is fine. Some people would really enjoy this because it's giving that kind of vibes with that big ABV. I'm team opposite of that, so that's where I lie. So if you like barrel-aged presence and adjunct presence, but you think some of these beers are a little bit over the top and you want something with the same ABV level but in a more drinkable package, you'll dig this. So there you go. Review on the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Swamp Head right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.